Some of Myrtle Beach's most famous celebrities could actually be living in your neighborhood, and you may not even know it, because while they have their own homes, they can be tough to see from the street through maybe all the branches. ABC 15's Connor Ingalls introduces you to the squirrels behind an incredibly popular Instagram page and the Myrtle Beach couple who started it all.
It started like many squirrel stories with a nut.
We would go sit out in the front yard under the live oak tree, and the squirrels would be around, so we started getting a few unsalted peanuts, and we would toss them to the squirrels.
As John Fessler and his wife Jo spent more time around them, they took a chance to see just how close they'd come.
And Jo came up with the idea. She said, well, let's just put one on the shoe and see what happens. And one came up. We took it, and it just kind of exploded from there, where they would come up to us and they started taking them out of our hands.
5 years later, you can see squirrels all over John and Jo's Myrtle Beach yard, but you can also see them on your phone.
Our daughter said, you get such cool stuff. We need to start an Instagram page. And we basically said, what's Instagram? Really?
The Fesslers are now quite familiar with Instagram. Their Beryl the Squirrel account, named after one of the first squirrels to appear in their videos, has tens of thousands of followers with hundreds of millions of views.
We started getting a few followers, and we said, wow, maybe we'll get 100 followers. And it just kind of grew from there.
The cast of starring squirrels is revolving. The current crew includes mainstay mom, Flash.
Because she zigzags around all over the place, and she literally controls that tree and that deck.
Yeah?
She chases other ones away and says, this is my deck.
Being a celebrity comes with a few perks for Flash, including her own custom squirrel house, one of 7 in the Fesslers' yard, all hooked up with Ring video cameras to capture the action.
Do you sort through everything to find the good stuff, or how do you pick it out?
Yep.
Yeah?
I'm pretty good at it. I can do it really fast.
Okay.
Of course, Flash isn't the only one bringing in the views.
They actually have their own little personalities.
John and Jo have started rehabbing baby squirrels in need using a modified cat house, recently raising 5 to health, who've decided to stick around.
We have Sago, Coco, and Palmer. And then the 2 other ones that came from another tree that were rescues. And they're about a week younger than those. And those are named Bella and Yuki.
Their bond coming from a labor of love.
Because when we got them, they were tiny babies, about as big as your thumb, very small. And you have to hand feed them 2 a.m., 5 a.m., every couple hours when they're that small. And it's pretty involved when they're tiny little babies.
And in a way, by doing so, they've helped squirrels across the globe.
We got contacted from somebody from South Africa that ran a rehab in South Africa, and they said, we just love your videos, and we use them to train our new rehab people so they can understand the behind the scenes of how the squirrels and other animals live.
A life in retirement spent as the squirrel whisperer. You might call it nuts. John's got another word for it.
It's just a lot of fun. It really is.
And I love his shirt, the Squirrel Whisperer. As of today, in case you're wondering, they are now actually up to 117,000 followers.
To stay up to date with the top videos from our stations and information on upcoming events, subscribe to our weekly email newsletter at newson.us/sign-up.